Hey everyone, it's Michael Fair from FilmFestivalCircuit.com, and today we are here to talk about the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024, which is finally coming up next week on Wednesday at the landmark Midtown Art Cinema in Atlanta. We're looking forward to the event. We have Atlanta Film Industry Networking at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., as well as networking for our festival. Same place, same room, the lobby area of the landmark Midtown Art Cinema. They have a bar. It's a really, really nice location. After that, I hope you'll join us in the theater, buy a ticket. We have our awards program that we're going to have at 6 p.m. And then coming up after that, 7 p.m., we're going to show a whole bunch of comedy films until pretty late at night. We're going to be laughing. You're going to see all kinds of films from romantic comedy, dark comedy, funny music videos, mockumentary, series episode pilots, you name it, we're going to screen it. It's a bunch of directors that really want to make you laugh. And we are joined today by Emerson, whose film Hey Radio Girl is nominated for 2 awards, the Best Romantic Comedy Film Award and the Best Romantic Comedy Screenplay Award. Evit, hello, how are you?
Hey, Michael, thanks for having me. Honored to be here.
Well, good to see you, and we are proud to screen your film. And this film's a lot of fun. The judges in Atlanta really, enjoy your work. They got some good laughs out of it, like the acting. You got some offbeat characters in here. I'm not going to give it away, so I'm going to ask you, please, in your own words, what is Hey Radio Girl about?
Yes. Well, first of all, I must say out the gate that thank you so much for the Georgia Comedy Film Festival and the judges for viewing the work. And I'm honored that we have been selected to be a part of this festival. I know there's a lot of hard work that goes into choosing and deciding, and I just feel very grateful and lucky that your judges saw something special about this piece and have added it to the festival. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for the kind
Yes.
word.
So, Hey Radio Girl. This film is a simple romantic comedy. It's a story about a man named Winston who wants to put on the perfect marriage proposal as a person who is currently engaged and went through that process of trying to figure out the best way to propose. This story follows a story that I think all men or a lot of us have experienced in terms of trying to figure out, yeah, there it is, trying to figure out and make the best marriage proposal. And so in this story, we follow Winston, who is on the course of doing that when one mishap after the next kind of leads his journey into, for lack of a better word, interesting places and interesting people. And in that case, the question becomes, does he actually get to that perfect wedding proposal, or does something else different come out of it? So it's a very fun, lighthearted comedy, hopefully meant to make people laugh and smile, and also to just kind of reflect on those days when they themselves have been in the situation of wanting to make that perfect proposal.
All right, very interesting, man. I think you pulled it off. And I got to ask you, why did you want to tell this particular story?
Yeah, great question. Great question. So this is actually my very first film, my very first written film. So I had had the vision and the goal to get into the art form of creating works that present positive African or biopic point of view, right? As we know, like in today's society in the world, there's a lot of bad things, a lot of things that's going on, a lot of negativity. I just felt important to develop a piece of material that was just lighthearted comedy that could show positive perspective of African Americans. So that was sort of the idea. And the story itself kind of came to me in pieces. This was a story that I had kind of written and developed over the course of probably 1 or 2 years before I actually took the initiative to really put my step out there and get something produced here. And that story was, again, sort of built off the idea of, what is the stress levels of people who want to try to make an impression on someone else as it relates to a proposal. And I thought that this story just kind of came to me as, wow, this would be a nice little fun way of showing sort of that growth and that development.
Well, I have a little bit of a follow-up question. You said that this was, your first time directing, writing. Talk about just what were the different roles that you did have in this film?
Oh, wow. So, so I pretty much wrote and produced this material. I kind of co-directed. Troy Thomas was the primary director for this film, who did a phenomenal job with directing and getting all the cast and taking the vision of what I had written and putting that out on the screen. Obviously, with a small budget film that we produced here, there was a lot of legwork that I did in terms of finding locations, shaking hands, and getting people to allow us to use their services, oftentimes for free. As you know, in a lot of these indie films, the budgets are very, very tiny. And so I did a lot of talking and getting people to kind of help volunteer. This was a piece that could not have been produced if it were not for some of the most talented people, production side in the area here in North Carolina, that kind of gave up their time. They did not receive a lot of compensation for this film, but gave their time and their artistic abilities to this project. And I think that's really what made this project special.
All right, good stuff. Well, what else are you working on? Are you doing Hey Radio Girl 2, or what's the next project?
Well, there's been some talk about reprising Winston and seeing sort of a backstory to Winston and Denise's relationship. I've got some loose script notes and various ideas and thoughts behind that. I haven't really moved on that, but in the meantime, I've just been continuing to develop other pieces of work. One of my goals as a writer, as a producer, a new producer of films, is to try to tackle every genre of film in some way to produce something meaningful, impactful. And this romance comedy, Hey Radio Go, is the first of what I consider a series of films that's going to touch every genre. So I've got some scripts with some horror stuff I'm writing, some adventure, some very deep, intense social commentary films that I'm working on in terms of the scripts and whatnot. So hopefully in the next year or two, you'll start to see more of Evit Emerson as the writer, producer, director.
All right, good stuff. Well, if we want to follow Evit Emerson and the projects that you're working on, what's the best way to do that?
Yes, the best way to reach me is through Instagram or Facebook. It's simply my name, Evit Emerson, no spaces. You can follow me there. We also have our production company website that we've just started called undertheradarfilms.com. There you will find, like, this interview will be posted there, and I will also be posting some of the trailer information for the film and all the various awards that we've received thus far. And again, thank you guys so much for allowing us to be a part of your festival. We're more than thrilled.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
Yes, I mean, I would have to make sure that I send a huge shout out to my fiance Janessa Webb. She co-executive produced this film with me. The production crew from Mikhail Dingle, Troy Thomas is director, cast and crew, Safwa Fiora, Drew Dingle, Philip Thomas, Tammy Sutherhill, Ben King, Benny King. There's so many people that all the names, so many people, I would wish I could rattle off everyone name perfectly, but it's a huge production. And I just want to say thanks to all of those guys who have been involved to help make this possible. And again, thanks to you, Michael, for allowing our project and our film to be featured in your festival. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And hey, this is a team award. This is something to be proud of. So it sounds like you had a great team on this, and I wish you nothing but success myself. So
thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.